Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is raspberry chocolate again. I want to use up my raspberry creamer. It's almost empty. I have another one spare in the refrigerator. So today's high temperature is going to be 71 degrees. Bless you! And right now it's only in the 50s. So it's cooling off really fast. So today's mission will be to finish covering up the outside furniture. Everything else is pretty well set up. So that means just putting the little decor away, and it shouldn't take me too long. But I'm going to wait until it warms up, so that'll be, sometime mid-morning, early afternoon, and then I'll get that done. And then the outside will be done, except cleaning up after the dogs every day. So, but that's no big deal. So I have to get out into the garage this next week or so and start working on that again. And getting some of those things put away, the garden supplies and all those other things that I've been using all summer. I still have some greens out there that I can use, so maybe I'll get my greenhouse covers down and try and cover those up during the night if it starts to freeze, because our first frost date is coming up quickly. That should be happening in a week or two. But that's okay. It was a good summer. It really was. Spent time with family and friends, and yeah, it was a good summer. So now I have to put on my fall hat, start getting out my sweatshirts, and another season. So that's okay. I'm fine with that. I can concentrate more on the inside of my house and getting that in order. So cheers. Yeah, the Mott's coffee is strong, but that's good. You can always put more water in, or you can put more creamer in, whatever you like the best. So, okay, well, that's my plan for the day, and hopefully it works and everything will be fine. So in the meantime, I will meet you over there. Hey, here I am back at the budget book. Well, yesterday I did not spend any money, so that's good. I'm kind of on a mission to cut back on the spending. This summer I spent money on my garden. I spent some money on my house, getting it fixed up. So I want to kind of cut back with the holidays coming up. I do have the money gathered for Christmas, and I have 2 birthdays this month, my grandson and my daughter, and her birthday is on Friday, so we plan on going to Amish country for the day. I'm going to take her to lunch, and we'll look around the shops, so I'm sure there'll be something really cool that I can get down there. And then I usually give monetary gifts for Christmas, but I also like to give a gift along with it, so that's, people have something to open. So I have 5 grandchildren and 3 children, and of course there's my mom. So my friends and I don't exchange gifts, which I'm happy about because they have everything they want and need, and I have everything I want and need. So I only exchange gifts with my family members. And that works out really well for us. But I do like to give a gift other than money, even if it's, a couple of candles and a lighter. I like to give those electric lighters, and those are really good for your prepper stash too, and they're not that expensive. I mean, when I bought mine, and I bought each of my kids one, I I think they were, I don't know, around $5. They're probably $10 now. Who knows? I don't know. But, sometimes a practical gift like flashlights, rechargeable flashlights, or, if it depends on what they're into. Let's put it that way. So that's what I like to do for Christmas, and I'm looking forward to Christmas this year. Usually I'm like, oh, geez, all that money. But since I saved ahead, that's really, really been helpful. So, and then I still have to save money up. I have money put away for the deck because that was supposed to happen this month, but my fella got busy, so he couldn't work on the deck now. And I'm glad because I had a lot of things going on in the garden this year, moving things around, fixing the fencing, reconfiguring this and reconfiguring that. But I have it out there now to where I like it. So in the spring, I won't have to spend a ton of money on the garden next year. I had that all taken care of. So this year for me has kind of been a year of fix it up, whether that was just because I wanted to change something or whether it was, something that had to be done. So, and then I still have to get some money together to fix that wall in my down the basement bathroom since I had that leak. But I'm in no hurry to fix that. I can wait till next year. As long as the leak is fixed, that's all I care about. So I've gathered all the things to organize the house now. So I'll be concentrating on that this winter. That and this month and next month, I want to organize the garage. So that's it for my budget book chat for this morning. And I'll meet you back here with something else. Hey, morning coffee chat time. Cheers. So I was looking through some of my notes. I have this old beat up notebook that Chloe decided to redo. Anyway, I still use it because there's still good paper in there. I wrote down, and this was basically for myself, but I wanted to share it with you. And I know none of us have a lot of money to build up a prepper stash now, but not to worry. Those of you that haven't started and want to, I kind of came up with a plan for myself when I was trying to build up my stash a little bit more. So I'm going to share that with you. So it's, at the time it was spending an extra $5 a week on the prepper stash. Now it's at least $10 since, everything has gone up so exponentially that they try to tell us, oh, the inflation rate isn't that bad. But anyway, so week one, it's broken down into weeks, and you can tweak this however you like, but it's sort of just a general guide. So week one, I have to stock up on oats. So whether you buy your oats at the Dollar Tree and you buy a few packages, you have to set how much you want to spend every week on your prepper stash. And this is just food that you're going to store for a longer term rather than eating every week. So week one is oats. Week two is rice, white rice or brown rice. Now white rice stores better than brown rice. Brown rice has a lot of oils in it that can go rancid. So for your long-term prepper stash, white rice might be a better choice. Up to you. Okay, week three is beans. Whatever beans you like. If you don't like beans, you can store lentils or other grains. So, buy as much of that as you can and store that in your prepper stash. And make sure you have, airtight containers and oxygen absorbers. At least that's what I would recommend. And another good thing to have is one of those handheld sealers that they sell now. They're not that expensive, so that you can suck the air out of maybe mason jars or something. Look for mason jars at garage sales, and you know, a lot of people, their grandma passed away and she used a can and they don't want it, so they'll put that stuff in a garage sale or at a charity shop. So look around for those things and get as many as you can for your prepper stash. Week 4, flour, and you know, anything like that, whether it's regular flour. Now, some of the other flours, I know wheat flour doesn't last as long as white flour. And remember, this is for an emergency prepper stash. So you want to buy those things with the longest shelf life. And white flour has a longer shelf life than some of the other flours. Week 5, stock up on yeast. Things like, you know, the little packets of yeast, or you can buy the vacuum sealed yeast. So keep some extra yeast on hand in case you need to bake some bread from that flour that you got. Make sure you have enough of that to last you for quite a while. So week 5 is yeast. Week 6 is things like vinegar, oil. Coconut oil lasts a long time. Sometimes the oil in the liquid oil will go rancid, but coconut oil lasts a long time, and I know it's a little more expensive, but it's something that you can use stocking up on Crisco, because you can use that as a fuel too. Actually, I think during, I don't know, one of the world wars, they came out with Crisco as a fuel, because you can stick a candle in the middle of a thing of Crisco and light it, and it'll stay lit for a very long time. And of course, you can also cook with it. You can bake with it if you don't have butter. So stocking up on some Crisco, which has also gotten super expensive, but keeping, you know, 2 or 3 cans of that around, you can do that. Let's see. And vinegars, you know, basic vinegar is fine. You can clean with it. You can put it in your washing machine. You can do a lot of things with vinegar. So stock up on a few jugs of vinegar. Week 7, seasonings. So whatever seasonings you like, and they're still cheap at the Dollar Tree. I know that Walmart has some of the great value seasonings that are a little cheaper. At least stock up on the basics. Whatever it is you like to cook with, have several in your long-term storage stash. Make sure you have enough salt, bouillon for making soups, and probably the powdered bouillon would last the longest. So stock up on that. Week 7. Week 8, stock up on sweeteners, whatever you like, whatever your choice is. Stock up on honey. That never goes bad, and even if it crystallizes, you can stick it in some hot water. It'll liquefy again. Or you can put it on low in your microwave. So don't throw it away. Even if it's crystallized, you can put it in your tea or your coffee. You can bake with it. So it's good to have a good supply of honey. And sugar. You know, sugar is, sometimes you need the calories. And even though sugar isn't the best for you, having sugar on hand, unless you're diabetic, I don't know about, you know, what your diet needs are, but if it's appropriate, stock up on sugar, or you can stock up on whatever sweetener you like. Agave nectar is good, whatever your thing is. Week 9 is baking soda, baking powder, anything that you need that you can make biscuits with, pancakes, whatever. So stock up on some baking soda and baking powder. Get a little extra for your stash. And week 10 is canned goods. 1 week, maybe buy 2 or 3 extra cans or whatever you can afford of vegetables, and or fruit, whatever. And then you can start the whole cycle over again, and that way it's a good way to build up your prepper pantry. If you're a person that utilizes the food bank, try and store some of that stuff on in your prepper's pantry. So even if it's things you're not crazy about, but in an emergency would help you out, you can store that as well. So that's what I came up with to try and build up a prepper stash. If you don't have one and you don't have a lot of money, you don't have to go buy those totes full of emergency food that lasts 25 years. Because if an emergency lasts that long, we're in serious doo-doo. So anyway, that's my idea. So I wanted to talk too about organizing. Now this is what I'm going to do, and it might help you if you're feeling overwhelmed and you don't know where to start, which I've kind of been feeling that way with everything that's been torn apart in my house. I have never in my life had a house like this. It's just, and everything kind of snowballed to the garage, and then it snowballed into the basement. I've got a mess going in my bedroom. When we switched from the basement stuff, my grandson, because of the mice, switched from the basement up to the bedroom, so had to empty out that one bedroom. A lot of it ended up in my room. And yeah, I'm going to purge some of it, and some of it I'm going to find a new home for. I talked about this yesterday. But I'm focusing this next year coming up, since it's almost the end of the year. This month, I'll still continue to focus on finishing up the garden, and I'm going to start finishing up the garage. So the back of my garage really needs to be looked at and purged and organized. So I'm going to do that in October and November. So that Christmas, my plan is not to do any organizing other than Christmas things. If I bring stuff down from the attic, I may purge some things, but I don't think so. I think I'm just going to decorate for Christmas and maybe bake some cookies and just enjoy my December. Got my little buddy here, and he is wanting some mama time, aren't you? Yes, you want some mama time, and there's your sister over there. Yeah, I know. I'm talking to people. No, you're not. You're talking to a camera. No, I'm really talking to people. I promise. Anyway, back to my spiel here. I know. So anyway, I'm rather than doing always just a daily plan and the dots aren't connected and it's incohesive, what I'm doing is making a monthly plan and breaking it down to a weekly plan, and then breaking it down to a daily plan. And my plan is to daily, every day, work a little bit on the garage, whether that's half an hour or an hour. My goal is an hour, but if I don't have the time on a particular day, then I'll do what I can. But this month coming up, I have a ton of medical things coming up for my mom and for me, so I have to take care of those things. So, I'll be in and out, but I won't be able to concentrate a whole big chunk of time on a lot of the organizing. But that's what I plan to do. Let's see, I wrote some things down for myself here. So 1 hour a day. So, and then this month, I'm taking each of the dogs for grooming, which will be expensive. I can't bathe Chloe by myself, and she needs her nails cut, and just, she's got very sensitive skin, so she needs an oatmeal bath. So each of the dogs will be between $50 and $60, and I take them one at a time because 3 at a time would just be too much for me. And I don't want them to ruin my car. So I've got that coming up, the tests. Then I want to start, after I get the garage done, I'm going to work on the garage the rest of October. Hopefully I'll get it done by then. Then I'm going to work on getting my bedroom organized, but later on this winter. So that can stay a mess for a while. But I want to then, after I'm done with the garage, get started on my reorganizing my prepper pantry. And I already bought all the shelving for it. I bought that this past summer, so I don't have to worry about that. I may have to pick up a couple more totes, but I know I have empty totes up in my attics, so I'll drag those down and just organize everything in my prepper pantry. So those are my goal for this upcoming year. And then next year during the winter, I want to do some winter sewing, which, that'll take a day, maybe not even. So I want to ask my daughter. Last year I used baggies, big bags, and I did it in that and it worked fine. But this year I think I want to try doing the winter sewing in the milk jugs. So, but that won't be happening till mid to late February, where I'll put those out. So those are my plans for the next few months, and I don't want to be overwhelmed, and that's why I have to break it down into bigger, smaller, and smaller sections, so that I'm not going, oh my God, I got to do this, I got to do that, and I'm just running amok. I don't want to do that. So, okay, that's all I have to chat about. Hopefully some of those ideas might be helpful for you if you're feeling overwhelmed. Concentrate on one area at a time rather than work here and work there. And it's very frustrating never to see results. And if you're all over the place, you don't see results. You see, okay, that corner's empty, but I've got all this stuff over here. So working in a clockwise or counterclockwise motion when I'm doing organizing works super well for me. So, and just concentrating on one thing at a time rather than being all over the place. Okay, well, I'm going to drink my coffee and think about what I'm having for breakfast and dinner, and I'll be back. Okay, I forgot to close my dishwasher. Don't look at that. Now I need to run it. Okay, before I go, I want to read a couple of inspirational quotes. I really like this book. It sort of gives me inspiration. So I have a couple that I want to read. And this one is by Elvis Presley, and it says, "When things go wrong, don't go with them." Very wise words, Elvis. So, yeah, like my organizing projects. I'm not going with them, I'm going to fix them. Then another one that kind of spoke to me this morning, and it was, I've been divorced twice. So right now I'm not in a relationship, and I'm fine with that. But this is what it said. And it said, just because it didn't last forever doesn't mean it wasn't worth your while. So, and I feel that's true. I have no regrets. You know, I mean, I had good times with my husbands. I had, you know, times that weren't so good. And, you know, I try and focus on the good times. And my ex-husbands were not bad people. I mean, I still love them both dearly, but in a different way. So I thought that was a good one. And then I'll leave you with this thought. And it's, life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. And that was by Confucius. The other one was by Anonymous. So I really like those sayings today. And if they fit into your life and bring you a little inspiration, then that makes me happy. So, all right. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Was it helpful? Did you get any good tips? Leave your good tips on any subjects that I talked about. And I'm going to go about my day. So, all right, my friends, I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.